You are watching PR English Shorthand Dictations YouTube channel.
This is English Shorthand dictation number 348, and the dictation speed is 120 words per minute. Ready? Start. Honorable Chairman, sir, it is not every day that history is created. It is indeed a historic moment that in the new Parliament building, the first legislation that has come before the House is the Women's Reservation Bill. If this is history, our Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik is the historian. The bill has seen the light of the day only after the initiative of Shri Naveen Patnaik. Our Honorable Chief Minister has always worked for women's reservation. In November 2018, Odisha Legislative Assembly adopted a resolution proposing 33% of reservation for women in parliament and assemblies. Pursuing further, in the same year, he had written to 22 chief ministers for their support on this issue. Then he had also written to the Honorable Prime Minister on this issue. He strongly believes that our society and our country will move forward with much greater momentum only if half of our population, our mothers and daughters, have a role in the highest decision making bodies. Ours is the first political party to fill one third women candidates in 2000 Lok Sabha election. Every third BJD MP in this house is a woman. We are promoting political representation of women through Mission Shakti. Odisha has reserved 50% of seats for women in panchayats and urban local bodies. In the last local bodies elections, 55% of winning candidates are women. Sir, in local bodies, we are pioneers in giving 50% reservation to women. All across the state, you will see thousands and thousands of women leaders at the local level, leading women's empowerment politically, economically, and socially. This bold, aspirational, and new Odisha has voices which must be heard across panchayats, legislative assemblies, and parliament. Sir, my leadership believes that along with political empowerment, we must have an action plan for social and economic empowerment. Historic initiatives like Mission Shakti and Mamata Yojana have transformed the lives of several girls and women. Odisha's model of empowering women through self-help groups has been widely appreciated. In order to bolster potential entrepreneurs, Odisha government has launched the Startup Odisha initiative. This is to ensure that at least 33% of new startups have women as founders and co-founders. Sir, we appreciate the Honorable Prime Minister and the Union government for bringing this bill. However, we also suggest that this bill should be implemented from the coming 2024 elections instead of waiting for the delimitation. Sir, from 2019 onwards, BJD had taken a strong decision to give 33% tickets to women candidates for Lok Sabha election. This will continue till this bill becomes an act. But we want this act to be implemented in 2024 itself, as we have been waiting for the last 75 years. This agenda perhaps is for 2029. We will have census. The census should be published, and this will be followed by delimitation exercise, which itself is a humongous task, and then only the act will come into force. Sir, we have waited for 75 years, and this bill has come just to tell us to wait for another 6 years. Let us not make a joke or a political gimmick. Women's empowerment is not a joke. BJD has taken a stand to give 33% of tickets in Lok Sabha to women from 2019 onwards, and we will continue to do so till this becomes an act. But we demand that this historic legislation should be implemented from the next election without any further delay. This will correct the historical mistakes we have done to women during the last 75 years. Secondly, I appreciate that this bill has a provision for SC and ST women within the reservation, but this bill has ignored the OBCs. How can you ignore the interest of 42% of our population? The government of Odisha has initiated OBC census and it is committed to take all sorts of measures for their empowerment and development. The union government should take necessary steps in the interest of OBCs in this bill. This will help the bill to become more inclusive. Sir, beyond the provisions of the bill, we need to create an ecosystem for political, economic, and social empowerment of women. Political parties, society, and everybody has a stake to ensure that a safe ecosystem is put in place for women. Look at how women who are in public life are being trolled online mercilessly. We need to do something in that direction also. Legislative provisions with a safe and sustainable political and social ecosystem will definitely go a long way. I thank the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik for his leadership and consistent efforts for the cause of women. With these words, I conclude with great hope that my suggestions would be given due consideration. Honorable Chairperson, Sir, I thank you profusely for having given me this opportunity to speak on this historic Women's Reservation Bill 2023. Sir, as our leader and Honorable Chief Minister Shri M. K. Stalin has been the torch bearer of women's empowerment, I rise to support the bill. While I appreciate the initiative, I do have my own fear, anxieties, and doubts. Sir, I opened up to read the bill with huge expectations that it would lead women to enter into uncharted territories. But again, I ended up with huge disappointment. It is like a post dated check in a bankrupt bank. It is like a betrothal with so many ifs and buts, and we are not sure when it is going to culminate into a utopian marriage. Sir, the Women's Reservation Bill is a matter of right and not a matter of favor. With all humility and dignity, I would like to profess before the House that reservation is our birthright. While our party welcomes and supports this bill, I would also like to remind you that women are empowered not only in this millennial era but hundreds of years ago in Sangam era. Empowered women were celebrated on our Tamil soil. Our rich Tamil epics have spoken about the rights and powers of women invariably through all walks of life. Sir, Tamil Nadu is a role model state. This bill has been put forth by so many political parties, but the seed of it was sown in the soil of Tamil Nadu by the Dravidian movement. In the Dravidian model, all the schemes and reservations were entirely for the women folk. Grant of equal rights to women in family property according to an act of 1989 and 50% reservation in local bodies elections are examples of this. The present government has implemented 40% reservation for women in government jobs.